Liquor Talk. Brand new episode starts right now. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Liquor Talk Podcast. I'm your man Victor. We are in the final stages of season 5 of Liquor Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the final rounds. The final rounds continue with a trip to Chicago to talk to an old friend. You heard her during season 3 of Liquor Talk, and you haven't heard, now we're bringing her back on. The season of comebacks continue. This is the second podcaster from Chicago to come back on the Liquor Talk. She's the host of Tia Talking on Wine podcast. It's Tia holding it down. How you doing tonight, Tia?
Hey y'all, I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for bringing me back. Period. I'm here.
Yes. Yes. A lot has transpired. A lot has gone down since last time we spoke. So I'm
hmm
happy to hear you're still in podcasting. How things
Yeah,
been going for you?
things have been going. I can say that. I guess all in all, a lot of changes have been happening for me as far as my career and stuff. So I kind of took a little break from podcasting, but I just got back started. And what was that? I dropped episode April, May. I think it was
Mhm.
April. April or May was the first episode I dropped recently. So I'm excited to be back recording. So that's that. Other than that, like I said, life is life and it's going.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you on life is that and life is going. I'm excited to hear you're back, because
hmm
sometimes you'll have people on the podcast and after a while they just stop podcasting and that's not
Yeah.
good for us people that regularly record. So I'm happy
hmm
to hear you got back onto it.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem, no problem. So that latest episode you dropped was the
hmm
Chicago love story. What inspired that episode?
I don't think I had any inspiration for the episode, but I had a new friend and she was just telling me about her relationship and how it had started. And I thought it was like, I love a good love story. So I just love hearing about how people fall in love and how, they love, how you just love it. And so when she was telling me about it, I'm like, this is a good episode. I'm like, hold on, don't tell me everything. Let's get your man on the episode and let's talk about it. And it was exciting for me to do it because I only had one other couple on my show, which was my brother and his wife. And so it was interesting meeting and having the episode with someone who's married and in a relationship. It was like I got both. Usually I have a male or I have a female, but I was getting both perspectives on a lot of subjects, and yeah, it was really good.
Wow. More power to you for shining the light on married couples,
hmm
and like I've had married couples on as well, it does give you hope to keep pushing even as
Yeah.
a single person, it's just it ain't fun, but I've had my fair share of married couples and talks
hmm
to them about their podcasts and how they really feed off of each other. So did you get that feeling that they were just feeding off of each other's energies when they were recording and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I've mentioned, she's a friend of mine, and I've only hung out with just her, not her and her husband. So it was interesting, like hearing them like have a dialogue and how they talked about each other, just telling a story about how they met, like just looking at each other, you could tell like they were really in love and they were feeding off each other, telling a story, like going back and forth. It was really, I felt the love and the energy in the room, and I loved it.
Yes, I definitely felt the love and stuff. I hope that they don't wind up on divorce because you can tell the couples that were some lovey dovey couples they might just be doing that for the cameras, but
hmm
from
And it wasn't even like that. It wasn't really lovey dovey. It was just like friends, but you could tell they was in love. Like the side eyes they gave each other. It was just like it was really genuine to me. And yeah, it was a great
yeah.
vibe. hmm
Yeah, well, last time I was happy for them, but like I was telling you in the opening, I almost had my own Chicago love story a couple of years back. Chick I met on Twitter. We play iMessage games, then them
hmm
turned to FaceTimes and stuff.
hmm
And I think one night I legit needed to get off the phone because a family member of mine was had an emergency. Next thing you know, she kind of blew up on me. I was like try to work things out, but then the communication just died off, and it's just only thing I can say now is just, it is what it is. That chick,
Mm-hmm.
she had a baby last year, so I know, and that's why I'm just like, I swear that was my sign that I can't really do long distance relationships, because
Yeah.
unless we're meeting each other regularly, unless we're planning trips out to come see one another. And even then, I'm hints at one to see her. She said, "Oh, you can fly me down, but I want you to pay." She wanted me to pay for her hotel and the flight. I'm like, times is tough, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not out here big balling and stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'll spot you, I'll help you, I'll get you half the way, I'll see you something for it. But
Like, be for real.
yeah, it's just big balling and stuff. And then a lot of times it's like if you fly somebody out, they might not be willing to look out for you. They might not be want to spend time with you. They might not want to give you that time and attention, So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely hit or miss. So I said to myself, if I agree to meet somebody, I will fly to them first. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what you like in your city before
Right.
I think about flying you down to Florida.
Yeah. I mean, that makes the most sense because it's like you never know either. Like, you never know what she coming and do. And even if like you go down there, at least you could find something else to do if it does not work out, versus you spending all your money flying somebody to your city and she having fun on your dime. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, that's ghetto. But I don't know. I feel like that's just like how people are nowadays. Like, and you got to be serious with somebody before you being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just fly you down because, like you said, at times it's hard, and I'm not gonna be spending no money on you if I'm not really into you for real. Like, be for real.
Hmm. Yeah, and the flights are expensive, and people are bougie nowadays. They're gonna be like, "Oh, I want to fly on this airline or something like that." Oh, I don't want to stay at this kind of hotel. I'm just like, yeah. Now, if you were last time, if you were taking some initiative and you just need a little couple of $100 just to help you out, I got you. But to pay for the whole
Right,
thing is crazy.
right. Well,
But like I said, though, there's plenty of beautiful people in Chicago. Um, like I said, I wouldn't mind come to visit because I've recorded with a handful of people from Chi-Town and stuff.
hmm,
So y'all all are good, cool people. So I will be making that visit sooner or later.
yeah.
Probably not during the winter time because it's cold as hell up there.
Yeah, summertime shy is a time, okay? That's when you gotta come visit. It's definitely during the summer because like it's always something going on in Chicago in the summer. I mean, stuff going on in the winter, but it definitely could get real cold and unpredictable cold. Like you never know with Chicago. So definitely if you come visit, come in the summer,
Yes, your
the
boys are
time.
Floridians, so it's like I don't mind the cold weather, but at the
Hmm.
same time, it's definitely not my favorite. I'm people
Yeah.
gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, and it's people in Chicago that hate the cold weather, so I don't understand. But I like the four seasons. So I like staying in Chicago because I get like, all the four seasons. Like I love the winter, I love the fall, I love the summer. So
I feel you. I
yeah,
definitely feel you. Oh, on this episode, ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. Remember, the more you drink, the better I sound. So get that liquor pulled up
heard.
if you haven't done so already. I will be remiss to give a shout out to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day, because you men are wonderful.
Yes.
To all the men that shout out to step up for their kids and stuff, even to
Yes.
the ones who are not the biological father, but they stepping up and they're playing a
Right.
father role to our to our youth out there. I do want to say shout out to all of y'all on this episode. T, is there anything you would like to tell your father, or they're probably you're going to tell your dad?
Dang, not my daddy. Ugh. Whew.
Well,
Um,
you don't have a good relationship with your dad. I'm
no,
not.
I have a good, it's okay. It's okay. I can just say that um I'm thankful that as a child, like my dad gave me. I grew up in a household where we were split apart, so I'm thankful that my dad gave me my siblings because of I feel like I had lonely child syndrome at home. So my dad got the kids, and I used to love going over there, being with them as a family. And I appreciate him for that, for always making me feel included and making me feel a part of the family, which obviously I am. But thank him for that. I actually just seen my dad. He stays in Georgia, but I just seen him on Tuesday because our youngest sister graduated from medical school. Um, and so we were all in Detroit. So just thankful for moments like that, for bringing us all together and having a great relationship, and just being a dad and continuing to love us. Even now, if I call my dad, he'll answer. So I'm thankful for him for that.
Now,
Yeah, shout out to all the daddies, the step daddies, the zaddies, all of them. We love you all.
yes, yes, yes. That was an amazing shout out.
Hmm.
To my biological dad, it's like he was never there. He had four kids, was there for none of them, So it's like even now I forgive him, and I still
Hmm.
find myself praying for him because I know he suffered from a bad case of dementia recently,
Oh wow.
and the dementia is the same thing that his mother, my grandmother on his side, passed away from back in like
Hmm.
2009 or 2008, one of those years.
Oh
So
wow.
I just was praying that nothing bad happens to him because I know he done hit his early 60s. But even though he made the choice to not be a dad to me, I still kind of forgive him. Thanks to my
Yeah.
mother, what I'm saying. I don't want this to sound like she's getting a bad rep here, but
Right.
she kind of put some men in my life that kind of made me just forgive my dad, just absolve him for not being a dad, or just for being who he is.
Hmm.
So I know I don't condone what my dad may have put my mom through, but it's like I don't even really think about it because of the mess I had to deal with, growing up. But
Right. Right.
that's where I admit I forgive my mom, and she knows
Hmm.
that. But I do want to give a shout out to one of my uncles. He was always there. He was that prototypical dad figure for me. He really stepped up, and he's a lot I learned how to be a man from. My aunt is still married to him after all these years and stuff.
Hmm.
Even in spite of people not showing the love, and showing the respect, they're still together. So I do want to give a shout out to him. I definitely appreciate him.
Okay,
Um,
Uncle.
he really went out of his way to become that dad figure to me. It's just I do wish that I would have learned a lot more than I did, but when I finally got to be with him, I was still healing from the bullshit I deal with. So it is what it is. But
Yeah.
also now I do shout out to my friends, to the homies that I do see that are stepping up and taking care
Yes.
of their kids, because in our generation, a lot more black men are stepping up and being dads. They are not only giving birth to kids, they are actually in the kids' lives. They're going up to the school,
Yeah.
they're getting them right and stuff. So shout out
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah. And shout out to my brother too. Like he's a good father. Take care of his kids, and my other my brother-in-law, like who else? I got some uncles too. Like just shout out to all the dads who like you said, are stepping out, who are doing what they doing. It's really for me, somebody too, also give a shout out to someone who stepped in and became a stepfather to my godson. So shout out to him, and he's actually becoming a father soon because they're actually expecting now. So shout out to him. He had a little practice. Now he's gonna have his own, and I'm sure he's gonna be a great father. The stepdaddy's coming through too. So shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to the stepdaddies that were definitely coming through. The stepdaddies that were going to go above and beyond. I will say this to any man out there that wants to date a single mom and stuff, and it gets serious. You really need to not only love that woman, but you need to love her kid as if it's
Yes,
their own, because that is a task, and that's not everybody for. But it's on you, because you say you knew this
exactly,
woman had a kid, and you
exactly.
felt you still built with her anyway. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to love them kids as if your own. Don't be belittling them. you gotta really just motivate them because the world is tough out here, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
then we need all the encouragement in house because the world does not give a fuck about you when they get outside the
Okay.
house, you know. So you
Mhm.
definitely need all of the encouragement. So if you're gonna be a step parent, you need to quit trying to show your insecurities. Quit don't be, showing your insecurities or areas you're weak at. Don't take it out on that child. You know
Right.
that child needs to be there, and also you need to have definitely have a relationship with the father if the father is around. Everybody needs to work that out, because you be seeing on social media and stuff how
Mhm.
people just they be some idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bunch of mess, and it's always going back and forth about what you think is right and what you think is wrong. If it works for your family, it works for your family. If it makes sense for y'all, then it makes sense for y'all. Like, who cares about what everybody else got to think about it? Like, the whole like discipline and step parents and step kids and like if y'all it works for y'all, then it works for y'all. But everybody ain't out here hating their step kids, so people don't deal with stuff like that all the time. So
Yeah, and
I had
my
step
word,
parents. So
yes,
I had a stepmom, I had a stepdad. Well, I have a stepmom. My stepmom pretty much been in my life pretty much my whole life. And at first it was a little rocky. And when I was younger, I didn't understand why it was rocky until I got older. But now is like, well, not even now. I could say teenage years. It became great. It came better.
Mhm.
And now it's just like, that's my second mom. Like, if anything, she did more than my daddy did. Like, she was the dad. She did what she needed to do. And then on the other hand, my stepfather, which I don't even, when I really talk about him, I say my mom's husband because he's not a dad to his own kids. So he can't be somebody else's stepfather. But it's like you said, you gotta like, as an adult, it's like, it's easy to forgive, but not forget the things that they
Mhm.
did from the past. So it's like, you know what it is. They did it. It is what it is, and it's like now we can move on. We gotta hold no grudges. It's like, but I remember, you know. So
Yeah.
that's why I am with him, and I'm just, if my mama like it, I love it. So it's all about her. So whatever.
Yeah, I felt that all the way. It's
Mhm.
like I gotta tell too. Like my mom's first husband, he was just that. Like he was barely even that to her. It's like he was so insecure about himself that he belittled her and belittled my mom too. And it's like you said, you forgive but you don't forget. It's like it took some
Mhm.
years, which is why I say to all my parents, to all my people out there, you better be careful of who you bring around your kids because your kids might make you pay for that when you get to be an adult. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Mhm.
her first husband, I don't think I forgave her for him until I was like 24, 23 or 24, when she finally admitted that I fucked up when I married him. I should never have married him. I'm like, you waited till I got to college to say that, but I ended up
But
forgiving her
whatever.
for it though.
Right.
But the second husband, he was cool. I saw him being a dad to his kids. He took care of his kids, but he didn't really take care of my mom. He wasn't doing right by my mom. And my mom was being stepmother of the year for his
Mm.
kids, but he wasn't doing right by my mom. And I'm like, you know what, man, you cool. You was one slick cat, you know what I'm saying? You can talk to me and smooth me up to make me believe you're doing right and you're doing what you need to do. Then I get a text from my mom saying divorce papers. I'm like, what?
What?
They just came out of nowhere. I'm like,
Mhm.
and then I remember one of my family members kind of warned me about him. I'm like, damn, they were right. All this time they were right. They were right about him. So,
Mhm.
but like I said, to all my single people out there with kids, be careful who you bring around them, and also you might have to make that sacrifice in dating because nowadays it does feel like nobody wants to deal with a person with kids because I've heard from a lot of women on social media they're not trying to give the single dads a chance, and I'm getting to a point. I think it's now this ain't got nothing to do with the single moms, but
Mhm.
just I find myself hesitant only because of how I was treated. So, do you think it's bad out here for single people with kids?
I don't necessarily think it's bad, but I feel like if you got a messed up situation, that's what makes it bad. So I don't mind dating somebody with a kid, but your shit got to be in order. Like I don't want no baby mama drama. Like we can all be a we can raise this baby really well. We can be have a triangle type of relationship with this kid. Like I want the best for your kid. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna push you to be the best for your kid and have a great relationship with your baby mama. So I don't have an issue with it, but it has to be boundaries and rules in their relationship. Like are you still having sex with her or him? Like that can make things complicated. So that's why y'all argue and fight all the time. So I feel like in that case, if you want to date and be like a single parent and date, you need to make sure that your situation, your baby father, your baby mama is together because you shouldn't be dating if that ain't together. Like get your shit together. Like it's I don't know what y'all gotta do. Go to counseling, get a judge, get some papers in order, write it in order, like whatever y'all need to do. Because don't nobody want to be in no messy situation. And I feel like you see it. You see the baby mama drama and the baby daddy drama all the time. I'm not even talking about social media. I'm talking about in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes me like want to be like, oh no, I'm not dealing with somebody. But I have dated people in the past. Like I've watched him be a father. Like I watched, and it was great because his daughter stayed in Memphis, and the baby mama stayed in Memphis too, so it wasn't an issue. But I see him talk to her every day. He made sure they FaceTime. He talked to her before she went to bed. Like he was a great father. And when she was here, like he made sure that she spent time with her. And then on the other hand, I dated somebody that I've been with you for 2 days and you ain't picked up the phone not once to call your kids. Like, I don't like that. Like, you don't miss your kids? I have nieces and nephews and godkids that I talk to every day because I be missing them. So imagine if it was my kids, I would want to at least talk to them every day. So that's how I feel. Like I feel like if it's not messy, if it's not messed up stuff, then it can work out for single people. But you just gotta make sure that your ducks is in a row before you start something new. And definitely easier said than done because it's not necessarily you all the time. It could be crazy baby mama or crazy baby daddy. But yeah, you gotta figure it out first.
Yes, you definitely have to figure out, and also you cannot be out here making babies with people who, you know what, just that they just don't want to be, they just not mentally together. It's like there are sometimes you cannot be doing that. I get it that people still be out here messing around, even though the dating pool is trash. But you can't be making babies with everybody. And I look
Hello.
at men like, look, you got to ask yourself if she worthy of it, if everything gonna be okay, if something happens. Y'all need to
Exactly.
be wearing condoms and wear protection. And if you have to, buy the plan B. You know what I'm saying?
Get
Buy the damn
some.
plan B if you got to.
Yeah, that was a discussion I was having on Facebook as well. Like somebody had said something that talking about abortions, like, oh, don't be mad about a man if he asks you to have an abortion. Don't be mad if he don't take care of the kids. Like what? First of all, stop having sex with people that y'all can't see yourself having kids with, and especially if y'all can't wrap it up or be protected. Like, why are we having this discussion? Like, it should not be happening. But it's like that's the same. It's what we're going through in society and reality. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
over it.
it's sad where we're at. It's like we're having talking about people having kids with the wrong people.
Hmm.
It really is sad. I can't make this up. And then everybody's so bitter with one another. That's why you have the baby mama drama, the baby daddy drama. Now you have some people that eventually will mature and get over it, but it takes them forever.
Yeah, forever. And by this time, kid 15 and you 45. Now what?
Yeah, and y'all still tripping about this and still tripping about that.
Exactly.
It's
I
crazy.
don't want to deal with it. That's I make sure that's my biggest fear. I don't want to be baby mama. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm in it's my baby mama. Like that's it's That's scary. And like I said, it's not even about society, it's reality. Like I done seen my friends, my family go through baby mama and baby daddy drama. Like, be for real.
Yes, I've had friends go through that too, and it's like I don't want that for myself either. It's like that's my biggest fear, and which is why I'm well into my 30s with no kids because it's like
Hello.
I want to be in a situation where me and this woman, we together, we a family, but we might have our days where it's just
Hmm.
go to our separate rooms and be mad in the same house, but come back together and come back and talk it out. I don't want to be there for the baby mama drama or the baby daddy drama. But I will say this to all the ladies out there who won't let their kids, who won't let the men be fathers to their kids. You really need to grow up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like like my friend Bristol from Not That Problematic podcast said on the episode we did together, she said to let that man be a dad because guess what? That frees you up for shit you want to do. If you want to go out
Hello.
and lunch, you want to go get your hair did, go get your nails done, that frees you up. Let him be a dad. That actually frees you up. But no, a lot of y'all want to withhold the kids, and it's just and for young men out there, they need their dads in their life. It's
Hmm.
very important and very paramount that they have their father figures in their life because there's some things you just cannot learn from a woman. You know what I'm saying? No offense to ladies out there. There's some things a woman cannot teach a man, you know. And if it's for a little girl, there's some things that her dad cannot that woman cannot just teach, but her dad has to teach her, you know, about men.
Yeah. I kind of, I don't want to say disagree, but I kind of feel like I feel like a woman can raise a successful man, and I feel like a dad can do what he needs to do if he was a single dad raising a girl. I don't know. I seen it, not necessarily seen it happen, but like I'm kind of part of something like that that happened. So I definitely feel like in some instances, like a mom might reach out to a male figure to help out with something. So that's why I kind of like, I think it can be done, but I hear you.
It can be done. I'm like, but you have to pick the right male figure though. You gotta pick
Yeah.
the right male and the right woman figure because that shit might blow up on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Then the kid
Hmm.
gets in the real world and they're bitter with you because life is really defeating them and you really didn't teach them everything that they need to be taught. You know, so I mean, it
Yeah.
definitely can be done, but I know that there was some rates that said that black kids are a little more successful if both parents are around, you know. So it's very
Yeah.
important that black dads step up and be there.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely need to step up and be there. Because like you said, like you can definitely learn something. And I feel like sometimes it's not like even if it's not a two-parent household, having two parents is still like I didn't grow up with a two-parent household, but I definitely had two parents. I had one in one household and the other in the other household. And so I got both of both worlds from both of them. So I definitely feel like daddies need to step up and women need to and the mamas need to stop being, I feel and that's the thing though. It's all about control. And I feel like and I don't want to blame men, but I feel like it be y'all taking them there most times. So that's why it be something that you did. The reason why you can't see your kid, and
Yeah,
she's
and
not
it's
over
like,
it yet, and it's like she can't get over it because it's probably something that you continuously did. So
well, that's when y'all. I feel like y'all need to go to therapy and figure this thing out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to
okay,
go to therapy and figure out the hurt, the bitterness, the reason why you just don't want you want the child support checks, but you don't want him to be a dad. You know what I'm saying? You know, but and I will say this: you need to if you have a man trying to step up and be the dad. Let that man step up and be that in spite of whatever bullshit y'all got going on because there's a
that's
lot
what
of
I
men out
said.
here. I've talked to some single moms and stuff who've had babies by that man, and that man has just gone ghost. If you got somebody stepping up, you are winning.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I also feel like it's just conversations and it's boundaries that need to be held. when you're dealing with baby mama and baby daddy, and it's gonna get ghetto. I heard it's a 2 out of 10, highly not recommended. So I'm gonna stay away from it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
honestly,
stay
that
away.
2 out of 10 is like more like 0 out of 10. Like nobody would recommend it, but I'm just
It's
like,
the two. The two is for the baby. The two is the baby. That's the only. It's the actual child that makes it a two. If you get my
yeah.
drift.
And it's just if you can't find a way to be there for that actual child, then
Yeah.
that must mean it must have been some really messed up shit that really went on.
Yeah. Real unfortunate.
Yes, real unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate, but we don't root for that here. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. Get that liquor poured
Hello.
up. I don't care if it's brown. I don't care if it's white. I don't care if it's wine. I don't care if it's beer. Get it poured up because you definitely need it for this conversation. Also want to say Happy Juneteenth. How
Okay.
do you, how does it feel knowing that they finally all these years they finally should give a damn about a black holiday and they done made it a federal holiday? It's like, did you think that this was just a money grab, or now seeing Juneteenth sales, it just feels weird. It's like, why you feel like is it weird now it's a federal holiday, or is it a good thing that it is a federal holiday?
I feel like a lot of the big reason is because a lot of people didn't know about Juneteenth, and I feel like it wasn't taught to us. It wasn't something that a lot of the black families did on their own. Like it wasn't. I don't. I knew my family, and I didn't know nothing about Juneteenth until I got to college. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like maybe I heard about it as a child, but it didn't ring a bell to me until I started studying like black people in sociology and criminal justice. That's when it rung a bell for me. So I feel like honestly, it wasn't a big thing because we just didn't know. We didn't know about it. Like my friends and nobody I knew celebrated Juneteenth. So I felt like that was one of the reasons. And I feel like now social media has been a bigger thing. I feel like the millennials are, out here. They really on social media. They really doing it. They really into it. And I feel like that's what brought it to light. Um, and I feel like also too, did y'all not? I felt like because my aunt, she went to HBCU. She said they celebrated it every year too when she was in school. So, but she went to HBCU, so I figured in the South maybe y'all celebrated it a little bit more than we did up here, because of the HBCUs and because of the stuff, the history of the South. Um, but I don't know. Was that a thing or
Um,
no?
It wasn't a thing, because I
Okay.
didn't really hear about it until I got to FAMU, and then that's when I saw people on campus who different campus organizations were having Juneteenth events and stuff,
Right.
and then that's when they were breaking down what Juneteenth was and how they would celebrate, how it's basically a celebration of the slaves being freed in Texas, the last
Mm-hmm.
remaining slaves being freed in Texas. So I didn't hear about it until I got to college and until
Right.
I took African American history, which
Exactly.
that no matter what your major is, I think at every HBCU they make you take African American history.
I know
So
that's right.
I
That
did.
makes sense.
It definitely makes sense. It makes a lot of sense because no, history is just being whitewashed. You know what I'm saying? You already know I live in Florida where we
Hmm.
have a governor trying to literally whitewash history. I'm like, it's crazy how much these white folks will go so hard to not help our black people understand who we were. Let them just think we just
Exactly.
slaves.
Exactly. But like you said about learning in school, I went to a PWI and I learned it in school, but I also minored in sociology. So I was taking a lot of like, you know, African American sociology classes, and I had a teacher who was actually the chair of the Black Studies department. So it was like I learned a lot from it from college and being in the major and minor that I was in, and that's how I liked it. But when I moved back to Chicago, I remember from school when I came back home to Chicago. That was the first year that me and my friends celebrated it, and I remember just having like we did a little picnic in the park and we ordered only, black only stuff, and we just sat outside. We had on our little t-shirts, and we just popped firecrackers, and we had amazing time. And then it was like each year, it became bigger and bigger and bigger, and the celebrations bigger. And I honestly, I'm all for it. Like when it became a federal holiday, yes, it took forever for it to get here, but I'm glad it finally got here. And yes, I'm gonna make sure I'm working a job where it became a federal holiday. I feel like every job that I've had as an adult, I've been off on Juneteenth, so I appreciate it. I'm happy that everybody now is starting to benefit being off and being able to celebrate it. I can't wait to celebrate Juneteenth and Father's Day with my family. We're gonna have an amazing weekend, and my niece's birthday is that weekend as well. We're gonna have an amazing weekend, and I'm excited.
That's real. That's some major excitement. Now, I've never had the benefit of being off from a job for Juneteenth because I worked every job I've had so far. It's just they've always had you working on June. Actually, that was one job like last year. My
Mm-hmm.
off one office job had us off, and but now the celebrations are getting bigger and stuff, and
Yes.
now the Caesar actually doing something as if it is like another MLK Day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely look forward to going to the celebrations and participating and stuff. The only thing I don't like now is these big corporations getting involved with it, with the damn Juneteenth
Yeah.
sales and stuff, Juneteenth marketing gear. I'm like, oh, y'all want to do
Yeah. They
this?
got the at Dollar Tree too. They got Juneteenth decorations. Now I did hear the Walmart decorations that Juneteenth got are made by a black lady. So I think it's a black company that Walmart sells. So, that's not too bad. But Dollar Tree definitely tried it with the Juneteenth stuff. I actually in Chicago, I don't know if y'all do this in Florida, but we get flags, and for the whole month of June, you drive around with your Juneteenth flag on your car. But
Wow.
I literally just in this is a Puerto Rican. They got a day this month. I don't know what day it is, but it's because I know it's some day in June. But anywho, you say Chicago's big on celebrating. So I literally just seen before I came in the house this car. He had a Puerto Rican flag and then a Juneteenth flag on the side of his car, and I thought that was so dope. I should have took a picture. I thought that was so dope, and I'm like, "Yep, it's starting."
Yeah, that
I'm
that definitely
excited for it
sounds
though.
dope. Having
Mm.
the Juneteenth flag and then the Puerto Rican flag. Now, also, and not to mention that this is also Pride Month, and
Yes,
also, like I said, I do want to give them a shout out as well. You know, because there's
yes,
plenty of gay supporters, plenty of gay and lesbian people that I've had on the show. You know, want to show
period.
them a lot as
Hmm.
well because June is doing the most. You know, so we got a lot
Yeah,
going on. You know.
it's them Geminis. I feel like it's the Geminis. It's like Geminis do too much, so why not have all this stuff going on in June? It's a lot going on in June.
Yeah, and I think June is also Black Music Month as well. To spin it back
Oh.
to
Hmm.
Black people. Oh, I didn't know. I'm like, wow, Black Music Month for June and Juneteenth. Wow.
Okay, period. I love it.
Yes, I'm here for it as well. Everybody playing the Black music that they didn't know about. I'm like, of course, this is where all this music came from. A lot of music you listen to say some Black artists inspired it. You know.
Yeah, of course.
And now that everything's being sampled, you can literally trace everything back to, you know,
Yeah, I don't know. It's something about it's the new generation, like the new teenagers and early 20s that's like starting to piss me off when it comes to the old stuff. Is that how like the older generation felt about us when we came through in the 2000s? In the 99s, like I don't they pissing me off with the music, not knowing where stuff coming from, like just being clueless, and I don't like it. Like is that how the old people felt about us?
I feel like that is how the old people felt about us. But some old people were right there with us, jamming out to it
Hmm. Yeah, you're
because
right.
it
You're
was
right.
good quality music. But
It was.
nowadays, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
No,
Like,
it's the female rappers for me that's doing what they supposed to do now. The male rappers, I feel like that's who is a little confusing. It like, what are you even talking about, sir? Like, I don't understand.
Man, you know what? To me, it feels like the female rappers and the male rappers, they all talking about the same things, just in different forms.
You're right. You're right. But the females, I feel like it's a little catchy and it's a little, it get us hyped in the club. Now the niggas be trying to shoot them down, kill them down, all the way down. And yeah, we can't listen to that in the club. Then you hear the gunshots go off.
Yeah, I get tired of that as well. I'm like, bro, why don't y'all make something for the ladies to vibe to? You know what I'm saying? Because
Okay.
when you go out to a club, you ain't there to talk about shooting up the club and stuff. I saw this on TikTok.
Hmm.
Like why has club culture gone down? It's like nobody want to go to the damn clubs no more because y'all playing the same damn music. You're overcharging as fuck, because people charge you out the ass for a section, and then you want to charge $500 for a bottle when that damn bottle in the liquor store is probably like $20 or $30.
You feel
So
me?
it's crazy.
Yeah, I went to a bar actually. It was a club with my friend, and we were sitting at the bar and we were drinking, and this man he came about a bottle of Bel Air, and I guess he didn't realize how much it was, but he ended up spending like $100 some for the bottle, and he was like, "I love Bel Air." So when I seen how much he spent, and I didn't, to me it just felt like it wasn't giving like a section type of club. It was just giving like a little hole in the wall type of club. So I didn't think this
A
bottle was gonna
hole in the
be
wall charging
expensive.
them that much?
I didn't think it was gonna be this expensive. But literally, I'm like, bro, you could have bought that same bottle for $29.99 at the liquor store. I love Bella, so I know how much it costs. But like you said, like the clubs are literally filled with random people who just don't know how to vibe. And I feel like like you said, they're overcharging us. It's all these expectations about how we supposed to look to get in when ain't shit even in here. Like the drinks. Watered down, over expensive. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's definitely getting old. Like, especially here in Chicago, like nobody wants to go to no club. It's like either little small bars that you go to that you know of. Like I have a friend who bartends on Friday nights at this one place, and we're gonna go there. And there's not that many people. It's literally us, and we spend money on her, have a good time, put some music in the little, play up the little ox, and like you have a good time. But the clubs, yeah, definitely no.
Yeah, it's like I remember one year, only because I had a childish. We all have that one childish friend who just doesn't want to grow up. Who ironically I haven't spoken to in years, but me and him
Hmm.
fell off. But he was begging me and begging me to go to his club. Let's just go to the club, man. We're going to the club, man. Let's go to the club. Wouldn't shut up about it. We finally pull up to the club. It was 20 to get in, and all we did was just stand there and watch people smoke. That's it. I'm like, you know what?
Oh my
I could
god,
have saved my little goddamn $20 for this shit. Nobody
yes.
ended up vibing. DJ just playing nothing but smoke songs. They ain't playing nothing for us to vibe to. Everybody just standing around, got their blunts in the air. They weren't doing shit.
I couldn't even. First of all, I'm not paying nothing over $10 to get in the club, and I say that all the time. If I got a hot $20 bill, I'll pay it. I'm not paying nothing over this 20. If I gotta get some more cash, I ain't going in. Like it don't make no sense. I don't understand.
I
I
don't
don't
understand either. I,
understand. At this big
I
old age, I'm not interested. I'm not
I'm
interested.
not interested. And what's funny for me is like I find myself laughing because it's like I'm the same way. I'm getting to the point I don't even like going to the strip clubs no more because they ain't even nothing. I'm like, you know what? It's just nothing.
Yeah, I haven't been to a strip club in years actually, but I feel it. It's nothing. And
Yeah,
I
it's
was just
nothing.
telling my little cousin, she just turned 21, and her boyfriend were going out for his birthday, and she hit me up like, "Hey, um, where you be going out to?" And I said, "Girl, me and my friends try different restaurants and we get drunk at the restaurant. We order shots at the restaurant. We get order shots at the restaurant. We eat good, drink good, and then we go home. Like this is what we doing. Like I'm gonna be 30. I don't. This is what me and my friends do to have fun. Like We go take walks on the lake. We go do
Look,
yoga.
this is
Like
literally.
that's it.
I feel you on that. I feel you that
Hmm.
me in my 30s because literally we just sometimes we go to brunch or sometimes
Yes.
it's like if my friend has an event at the studio, like a little music event, we hit
Mm-hmm.
that up, or he has a mixer, we hit that up, but we don't do nothing. Like now, the only thing we'll do, like if it's like a rooftop spot to have something going on, then yeah, we might slide through. Or if a black owned company has a little bar thing going on, yeah, we'll definitely come through. But it's just the club scene is just it's whack
Yeah, it's
now,
not that. I agree. It's
And don't
definitely.
like I said, and I told my friends if we ever go out of town, like I'm only going to certain number of spots. I'm not going to the spot in the hood. I don't desire to go to the ratchet spot in the hood. No disrespect to a person's city, but I don't desire to go to that hood spot.
Yeah, and because you're not from the place, then it makes sense. And if it makes sense for you, then that's all that matters. But I feel it. We were just in Detroit actually for my sister's graduation, and I'm the type of person when I go out of town, I definitely want to see the hood spots, but I just want to drive through. I just want to drive through and stay in my car with the door locked.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Now
sightseeing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. What I find is the hood spots be having the good food though.
Yes, they do.
So it's like if I'm with somebody that knows the area, then I'm like, bro, you know the area? Okay, take me
Cool.
to a good food spot then.
Right, but not hitting up Google, right? You're not hitting up Google like Google where the best hood chicken
Mm.
at.
Just like I know if I were to come to Chicago, the Heralds that I keep hearing about Heralds, I already know this. If it's not where everybody be at, it's probably where I'm pretty sure you know where a good Heralds is.
I do actually. I know a few.
Yeah, I told one of my buddies who he hosts the Beards and White Toes podcast. I told him if I ever come up there, me and him discuss on that, and if I ever come up there, I told him that hey, take me to one, what I'm saying, and hell, that's because
Yeah,
I be seeing the people talk about on social media, even see TikToks on it as well.
yeah, yeah. We do love our heroes here in Chicago. I think Chicago in general just love our food. Period. Like we feel like we got the best food in the world. I know when I went away to school, I only went away 4 hours south of Chicago, but the food was terrible. And so I think people in Chicago, we just think that we got the best food in the world. But it's really just the fact that we got like a lot of hood food, like a lot of like food that you could just get on the corner from somewhere. I feel like that's what we got. We got a lot of low spots in
Mhm.
Chicago. A lot of chicken places, a lot of like little places you can go at 3 o'clock in the morning after the club.
Yes, yes, yes. That's the same with Tampa. You know what I'm saying? We got definitely had the Tampa and Orlando definitely have a lot of spots where you can go after the club. But the thing about Orlando is they have the food trucks waiting for you as soon as you
I
get
know
out of
that's
the club.
right.
The food trucks be waiting on you. But
Hmm.
the only thing I don't like about it is the food be good, but I'm like, damn, where you gonna be at post that shit?
Right.
You
When can
don't
I see you again?
you don't have like a solid location of
Right.
where I need to go so where I can pull up on you, you know what I'm saying, come
Right.
support again. But
Hmm.
other than that, the food be good though.
Yeah.
But I feel like every says our food is just the best and amazing. And the one thing I heard about Chicago is besides the chicken is the deep dish pizza. I think that was the big thing I was hearing. Even before people start talking about the different hood spots.
Yeah. I'm not really a deep dish girl, but it's touristy food. Like I don't think a lot of I know a few people in here that likes the deep dish, but it's not something that we like eat a lot. If anything, I like thin crust pizza.
Mm.
And we got a few of those spots too that like are really good, like thin crust pizza joint. But
That's real. That sounds like the New York type of pizza because New York's go crazy for the little thin crust pizzas you got to fold and stuff.
hmm
But
yeah, but
well,
we be cutting. Thing about Chicago is we be cutting our pizza in squares too. That's another thing. I don't know if anybody else does do that, but we cut our pizza in squares, and that makes it so much better. I don't
yeah,
know.
Detroit said Detroit. I heard Detroit trying to claim that as well.
Oh, okay. I can believe it. I can believe it.
Yeah, because I know Little Caesars, they say Detroit style pizza, which is cut into squares as well. And the pizza do be good though.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know the little Caesars. Oh, excuse me. The Little Caesars had the square pizza. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, there's the definitely a lot of good food spots. And this is what we do when you hit your 30s. You hit up the different food spots and you get the
Exactly.
drinks and stuff. This is what the hell 30 looks like for anybody that's about to hit their 30s and stuff. Get ready
Yes.
to go to brunch, get ready to go to
Yes.
nice bougie restaurants because
Mm-hmm.
this is what the hell 30 looks like. It ain't
This is
going to
what
the
it looks like.
clubs. Unless of course you're in a different city, but even still,
Yeah.
you know.
Or somebody's birthday. It was an event, yeah, but you see me at the club probably twice a year, if that.
Shit, more than
And
likely, yeah.
that's if somebody's birthday. If somebody's birthday and they got a section, okay, cool, but I'll pull up. But I ain't really with the club. And then like all the clubs here too in Chicago really be downtown. You gotta pay to park and it just be too much. But yeah,
Yes, it definitely be too
we are
much.
at the restaurant getting us a drink, getting us some shots. Then we go home.
Exactly. We going home, we chilling, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like that here, like downtown Orlando, you gotta definitely gotta pay. I'm like, or they might try to put a boot on your car, you know what I'm saying? Or they might hit you with
Okay,
a fine. It's crazy.
okay. Tickets, fines, all of them.
Just a whole bunch of shit that'll make Uber and Lyft some money, for being honest. Because
Exactly.
nobody's gonna feel like dealing with that. So that's why I always told people, if I come out of town, like I'm to the point now I'm not even gonna rent a car. I will just Uber and Lyft everywhere I need to go.
Mhm.
Or unless I just know somebody there and tell them to come get me, and I'm just
Right.
watch you the gas, because we don't need to be risking getting tickets and stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
But ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. You've hit minute 51, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all have been enjoying this conversation. The one last thing we gotta talk about is how do black women and black men come together and restore this love? Because the one thing I've noticed on social media is there's just so much tension between us. There's so many debates. Everybody has these long-winded debates, and it just seems like there's just so many different opinions and it feels like people just, and I've also been seeing people glorifying going to another race. I'm like, I don't get it because I know for me,
Mm,
in spite of the bullshit I've been through with black women, I still want me a black woman no matter what because that's just some kind of special love. So, what do
same.
you think needs to happen nowadays to get people to restore the love for black women and black men? That is.
I feel like just like what I've been saying this whole thing, like if it makes sense for you and that person and it makes sense for them. I feel like people are so big about what everybody else is gonna think or what everybody's gonna say or expectations from everybody else that you're not seeing what you really like and what really makes you happy. Go for what you really like. Go for what makes you happy. Like also have those conversations. Have those deep conversations in the beginning. Like people be scared to talk to people when they first meet them, but if you talk about it, then months and weeks down the line, you won't feel like you wasted any time because you know right then and there what that person, how that person is, and what that person got going on. So talk it out, talk, have conversations, get to know these people before y'all sleep with them and lay with them and get pregnant and then be stuck with them for the rest of y'all lives. Like, I just feel like we need to just stop worrying about social media, stop worrying about what TikTok and Twitter and Facebook got to say. Like, go out there and find somebody that's for you. Like, talk. Let's talk. Or people be shy. People be stuck behind these keyboards. Go outside and meet these people. And it's honestly, I feel like I agree with love being, not as big as it used to be in the past. Because I don't know, like I was telling you before we started, like I don't know if it's the way because Chicago is people hard to love or is it everywhere that people is just so like I want to just say mad, but I feel like it's a lot going on in the world, and so it's so hard to judge, and so hard to point. I mean, so easy to judge, and so easy to point fingers. at the next person for shit you got going on. Like, I don't know. I just feel like people need to work on themselves first and then, get into a relationship and then
Yeah.
see where it goes. I'm all for love though, and I'm getting ready to be 30 and I'm single, but I'm still, like you said, I'm still waiting on Mr. Right, and I know he's gonna be a black man because that's where my heart lies with the black men.
I
I want
definitely.
a black ass family. I want my family to be the blackest of them all.
Yes, I feel you on that. Listen, I want my family, everybody in my family to have melanin. I want us to be beautiful, So I definitely feel that. And also, we definitely need to work on resolving issues and setting boundaries with people. And also, I will say we need to stop doing this messy shit where we're out here with multiple people and being with some multiple people who feel like they can claim us. We need to just tell people what it is. Like, this is what
Okay?
it is. This is what your role is. And like you said, we need to be having these conversations. And I feel like if everybody communicates, then we'll be all right. It's like maybe you'll find if you have money, some people might be okay with being a side person, which is something I
Exactly.
necessarily don't agree with, but it'll keep
Yeah.
them from having to come out on social media against this one person. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like we need to have the conversations. And also, we need to quit telling social media everything. That's just some L's we need to take on our own,
Hey,
take them as
hello.
learning experiences, and keep it moving, because the main thing that's going to happen is they're going to laugh at them, and they also going to be laughing at you. Like, how did you allow that?
Yeah, and also stop believing everything you hear on social media. Like, motherfuckers be lying. I'm sorry. They be lying on
That's
social
true.
media.
That's true.
And you be thinking that people out here got 12 different girlfriends and balling and doing this. No. That man had a photo shoot with them girls. Them is not his girlfriends. Like, be for real. And if you stop believing and stop looking at what everybody else got going on, you'll have a successful relationship for yourself.
Yes,
So
you will.
yeah.
And I really feel like that people need to just get off social media. Don't tell social media everything. Like, and also got to vent to the right people and stuff, because you know what, the right people know what to
Okay.
tell you and stuff. The social media will let you believe that that person is the worst person in the world when that's not even the case.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I definitely agree because that's what it be. It be people on
Yes.
there telling them a bunch of lies.
Yes, and also to all my people out there, if you're a black person and you feel like you just giving up on us and you want to be one of these people that date outside the race, that's okay. Do what you do, more from us, but just shut the fuck up about black people and what we got going on, because we're gonna be looking at you like you stupid. Like, you
No,
got the nerve to
seriously.
speak on black affairs, but you got Becky with the good hair, or you might have yourself a white man. No, because we gonna look at you some type of way.
No,
You can't be over
seriously.
here trying to be pro black and speaking on black shit when you up in here with a white man or a white woman.
Okay? Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Don't nobody want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Like you said, stick with your snow bunny or your flower monkey and do what you gonna do. I don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
I don't
Because
want
you
to.
because you gotta deal with grandma and grandpa might still be racist, or hell, they daddy, mom and
Fuck
dad might be
grandma.
looking
I
at
was
some
just
type of
gonna
way.
say, fuck grandma and granddad. It's the mom and the daddy and your siblings that be talking about me as soon as I walk out the room. Like, absolutely not. That's one thing, like what I say about, dating outside my race. I feel like even if it's not necessarily you, somebody in your family down the line don't like me. And not because of my personality, not because of who I am, because of the color of my skin. So
Yep.
absolutely fucking not. Like, no, I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even. And if I have kids, I have a son. How you gonna raise my black son how to be black in America and you not even black? So no,
Mhm.
no. I could never.
Nope. No, ma'am. Don't even try it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna wrap up the podcast now. Next week is the men's only round. I will have the fellas back on. We all black men.
I
Uh,
know that's
what is
right.
what is something you want to ask the fellas?
Time I want to ask the fellas, why y'all be lying? Stop
All right. I would definitely ask the men, like, why do they lie to our black women? I will
Oh,
definitely ask the fellas
wow.
that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also, I want to thank you for coming back on. It's been too long, you know what I'm saying? It's nice to have you back on, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy you're back podcasting. And you
Thank
already know if you
you.
need me to come show up on your podcast, you already know where I'm at. You just got to shoot me a DM. I did it once before. I'll do it again. We can
I
go ahead
know
and
that's
set that
right.
up.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
And I want to thank you, the listeners and subscribers, and wherever you listen to Liquor Talk. I want to thank you for enjoying this time, pouring up with me, engaging in this conversation. Until the next time, we out this motherfucker. Keep pushing.
Bye.
And you know what it is. We out this thing. Deuces, y'all. Deuces.
Bye.